Trump. We have video of Mr. Biden's announcement released just moments ago by the Biden 2024 campaign.
When I ran for president 4 years ago, I said we're in a battle for the soul of America, and we still are. The question we're facing is whether in the years ahead we have more freedom or less freedom, more rights or fewer. I know what I want the answer to be, and I think you do too. This is not a time to be complacent. That's why I'm running for re-election.
Let's bring in Weijia Jiang, who is at the White House. Weijia, good morning to you. What more can you tell us about the timing of this announcement? It's certainly not a surprise, but here we go.
Good morning to you, Gail, and good morning to everybody. You know, President Joe Biden is very sentimental, and today marks exactly 4 years since back in 2019 he announced that he was jumping into the 2020 presidential election. So there is that. This also gives him an opportunity to draw a contrast with the current Republican frontrunner, which is, of course, former President Donald Trump, who faces a criminal indictment and could see even more charges down the line. And so strategists want him out there, want the president out there to show that he's doing the job. You heard in that video, he was echoing some of the language that he used 4 years ago when it was that very race between him and Trump set up. And frankly, I think he's tired of answering when is he going to run. We heard from one Democratic strategist who said, dispense with the suspense already. Get into the race, set it up so we can go, just like you said, Gail.
So, you know, he did the announcement, as we all saw by tape. Some people are surprised he didn't do it live and in color in person. Do you think he's going to be hitting the campaign trail?
Gail, that is a huge, important question, because remember, 4 years ago, we were still in the middle of a pandemic, so it made perfect sense that he was sending out campaign video messages to get his points across. We are in a very different situation, but others have announced in this format as well. I think this is a campaign that likes a controlled message. This allows them to use their one shot to get it out there because they know he's the president. People are going to watch any video message that he puts out, especially when he's talking about re-election. The problem he faces, Gail, is that polls, including our new CBS News poll, shows that Americans and even Democrats aren't exactly excited about his run. In fact, just 54% are accepting of his run. 27% say he's nervous. And you can see right here how his approval rating has dipped and hasn't really been able to come back up. So I think it will be important for him to hit the campaign trail, but that's a big question. Just how much are we going to see him physically out and about engaging with voters?
All right, Weijia, and so it begins. Something tells me, Weijia, this will be our lead at 7 o'clock. Will you be joining us, ma'am?
For what? I'm sorry, I missed you.
I said this will be our lead at 7 o'clock. Something tells me.
Oh, you know, I think I'll be here.
Will you be joining us?
I think so.
All right.
I think it's a big story.
I think so, too. Weijia, always good to see you. Thank you so much. Of course, we will have more on the president's announcement coming up at 7 o'clock sharp right here on CBS Mornings. You can also follow updates on your local news and online at our CBS News streaming network. This has been a CBS News Special Report. I'm Gail King, CBS News, here in New York City.
Okay, there we have it. President Biden putting in his bid for another 4 more years at the White House.
Yeah.
I feel like Gail was on the show just now.
She was on the show,
Yeah.
right? But certainly an indication that we are starting to get really into the thick of things as it relates to Decision 2024. We know that Joe Biden's in, as well as a number of Republican presidential candidates are also in the race as well. It will be interesting. So the season is getting off to a bit of an early start.
Start stretching now, gang.
Yeah. With